Hello and welcome back to our Wellness Wonders. This week I'm going to take you on a stroll through the beautiful scene of the beech trees here and up along the fairway to the eastern end of the garden. This week I wanted to share with you some of the last of our autumn colour, which seems to be almost at its most prolific here amongst the beech trees. So here we have our cutleaf beech, Fagus sylvatica laciniata, beside the custodian's hut. And also our weeping beech, Fagus sylvatica miltonensis, which has this amazing graft line. And as you walk through this area, particularly among the leaves, you can hear them being kicked around. They carpet the ground beneath this wonderful scene of majestic trees. And we're now heading between our trio of planes. So here we have Platanus orientalis, still clothed with good leaf at the moment, and heading into our birch plantings here along the middle walk. And this area marks the boundary between the original 1840s garden and the 1950s garden. But it's just lovely to take a stroll through this area, just to take in the sight of some of these beautiful trees, heading through the birches and looking across towards the magnificent pine trees. And lovely too to stop for a moment and just hear the falling leaves as they trickle down. And as I'm taking you on this stroll this week, you may see an occasional visitor. We are in lockdown, but we're able to still welcome in a few visitors to the site. And lovely to perhaps take a moment to admire this beautiful stem of Betula caerulea from America. And to glance along up the fairway across the beautiful soft fronds of the grass maize. And here our mulberry still has some leaves, so this is Morus nigra. And you can also see here, with the sun glinting through, the coppery tones of the foliage of another of the beech trees, this time Fagus sylvatica purpurea, which lose their purple colouring and take on these beautiful russet tones. Wandering beneath the canopy of Fraxinus ornus, or the manna ash, which is full of these beautiful fruits dangling elegantly. And just now taking a peep at the globular, juicy fruits of Diospyros virginiana, another American species. And here you can see the last peachy tones of the foliage of Prunus, this one being Shogetsu. There's myriad of soft peachy tones here. And this really is quite a contrast to the sight that you would see in summer, when everything would be verdant and green. The long grass here would be up to knee height, and all the trees clothed in bright, fresh green foliage. And here, still hanging on to some of its late leaves, we have the Spanish chestnut, Castanea sativa. And peering across to the north, across the fairway, you can make out some of the things that will really entice us in the winter months and bring cheer. So you can see Acergryzium with its coppery stems alongside Cornus midwinter flame, just in the winter garden. And one of our often overlooked but fine specimens, Zelkova serrata, and you can still see a few leaves hanging on, but exposing this beautiful bole and stem which has a flaky appearance. And if we just turn again to look to the north, you can make out the fiery tones of Liquidambar, Styraciflua, Lane Roberts, and Pinus nigra in the background. And although it's been quite a quiet morning here in the garden, you can now hear a helicopter above, disturbing what was quite a peaceful scene. And just finishing for this week's Wellness Wander with the lovely golden foliage here of Carrier cordiformis against the russet tones of another of our splendid trees here in the eastern end of the garden. So this is Metasequoia glyptostroboides, or the dawn redwood, which really does provide a wonderful punctuation to the end of the fairway. And I hope you'll agree this was a splendid place to finish our tour this week. Thank you once again for joining me for a Wellness Wander. While lockdown continues, we intend to do these weekly, so we hope that you'll feel that you'd like to join me again over the coming weeks for more Wellness Wanders. Thank you again. Goodbye.